What's happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel. It's another starting 11 prediction. We're finally back after another international break has finished. Celtic take on Aberdeen tomorrow. It's a huge game for us. Aberdeen are joint on points with us at the top of the league. They've won all of their games so far as well, so lots to look forward to. Really exciting encounter against a team with a new manager that we've never come up against, who are full of confidence, so should be a great challenge for the team. But we're obviously in brilliant form as well. We had to win late in Dingwall before the break there, coming off the back of that disaster that we had in Dortmund in the Champions League. But domestically, we've looked brilliant so far. And it's a big game for us tomorrow. If we can get 3 points and maintain that 100% record, that'll stand us in good stead. At least from a confidence point of view, again, going into that game in Atalanta, which we know is again another massive step up for us and a huge challenge, a different challenge, one I'm quite fearful of after that trip to Dortmund. But first up, it is Aberdeen. If you missed the live stream we did last night with Martin and Darren, I'll link it up here and at the end of the video. I talked to the guys about Aberdeen and Atalanta, and also the appointment of Paul Tisdale as the head of football operations at the club as well. So we discussed all that and more at 40-50 minute live stream. You can catch it at the end of the video. And if you didn't see yesterday's video, you won't know that we've partnered with Fan Team for a single match fantasy contest. Prize pool £1,000. All you have to do to join is click the link in the description of this video, sign up, and Fan Team will give you a free entry into Saturday's contest. You have to pick 5 players from the game, and the team that scores the most points will win a prize of up to £1,000. So all you have to do is click the link below, register, get involved in that contest. You take on me and the boys. You'll see my team in there. I went over it last night in a live stream. A great way to support the channel, so get involved in that and we'll see how it goes tomorrow afternoon. But we get to the game now. Aberdeen been playing 4-2-3-1 for the majority of the time so far this season under Jimmy Tulin. They've had a lot of victories by 1-goal margins, as Martin discussed last night. I think they've ground out some results. They've been on this brilliant run. I don't buy into the sort of talk of them not being tested. I think for Aberdeen, considering how they've been the last couple of seasons, it's a remarkable turnaround for them. They have played some really difficult teams when you think about where they've been in the league in the last couple of seasons. The likes of Motherwell, who have started the season brilliantly, Hearts, who haven't had a great start, but in the last couple of years have been the team that Aberdeen have been chasing in terms of trying to be that team in third spot. So I think they're high in confidence. The club is galvanised by the appointment of Jimmy Tulin. It's actually quite refreshing to see it, but hopefully we can give them a long afternoon. For us, we've obviously got Cameron Carter-Vickers back in training, which is a huge boost. I think Greg Taylor might miss out, so Vi should continue. We'll come to the team in a wee minute, but Brendan Rodgers should, other than that, have a full squad to choose from. I know the guys are off the back of the international break. If you look back to the last one in September, we came back and we had that game against Hearts. We won 2-0, but we had to work for it that day. I know some of the guys have travelled a long way in terms of Maeda and Hatate, so that is a challenge for us. Sometimes you don't always get that blistering start to these games after the international breaks, but hopefully we can get a fast start tomorrow, because that's been a characteristic of this season that has been a factor in how well we've played and how well we start games. It's going to be a full house tomorrow, a brilliant atmosphere, and if we can get a fast start, hopefully we can make it a really difficult game for Aberdeen. Right, let's get to the Celtic team then. And we'll start in goals with Kasper Schmeichel. I think he had a difficult international break. I did see that mistake he made against Spain for Denmark. He obviously had the tough night in Dortmund, and he had the penalty save against Ross County, but then obviously he'd come off his line, and he didn't get that record of 7 wins and 7 clean sheets to start a league season. But no doubt he'll play tomorrow. Johnston, I'm going for a return for Cameron Carter-Vickers, Liam Scales and Alex Valle to complete the back four. Again, I don't think Taylor's ready to come back yet. I think it's that calf injury that he's got. So again, this will be a test for Valle. He'll have to work defensively. I think he looks good on the ball. He looks sharp. His touches are really good. His control in terms of his first touch is brilliant, which you would expect for a player who's come through the academy at Barcelona. But I think he's done all right. I think defensively still the question mark for him, but having Carter Vickers back will be a benefit for everyone, and I don't think there's any chance it will be Carter Vickers and Trusty and Liam Scales will drop out. I think Scales deserves to keep his place, and we'll go back to that more familiar centre-half pairing. In midfield, I'm going McGregor, Engels and Hatate. Engels not anywhere near his best against Ross County. I think coming off the back of that Dortmund game would have been a sore one for everyone. We need to remember that Arne Engels is still 21 years old, only just turned 21, still learning the game. I think after two really good performances followed up by two not so good ones, people seem really quick to judge, as they always are, if you're going by opinions on social media. That is, but I think he's a really good player. I think we're going to see much more from him, but we are going to have to accept that he won't be a 10 out of 10 every single week. He's still a young player. As I say, he's still got lots of development to do, but I think he'll start tomorrow, and I've just gone for Hatate over Bernardo. I think if we come to that game on Wednesday in Italy, Brendan Rodgers might go back to Bernardo because of what he gives you off the ball, but that's what we did in Dortmund and it didn't work for us. And actually, even though the game as a contest is finished at half time because we're 5-1 down, Hatate did provide a wee bit of composure on the ball for us. So could that be a factor that gives him the nod over Bernardo for that Champions League game against Atalanta? We'll need to wait and see, but I think he'll come in tomorrow, and I think if we can get him on the ball, he can thread those passes through to the wide players into Kyogo to try and get behind that Aberdeen defence. In terms of the front three, no surprises. I'm going Kuhn, Maeda and Kyogo. A brilliant winning goal from Kuhn up in Dingwall. It looked for all the world for long spells in that second half like we might drop some points, although with Celtic you never give up because you know we've got a late goal in us. So many different teams, so many different managers. Doesn't matter, it always seems like Celtic have got a late goal in them, and that was the case, and it was a brilliant ball for Johnston, but I thought Kuhn showed brilliant composure to come inside and find the far corner. Brilliant scenes at the end. So again, in terms of his numbers, his goals, his assists, what he's bringing to the team this season domestically has been absolutely brilliant. And Maeda, even though he's travelled a long way, could that mean that we maybe see someone else start on the left hand side? Could we see the introduction of somebody like Forrest? I know Palma scored that hat-trick against Sligo, but we talked about him in a live stream last night. I just don't think you get the work off the ball from Lewis Palma that can justify him starting in this Celtic team. And then Kyogo through the middle, wasn't away on international duty. I actually saw a picture of him. I think he was in one of the Scottish Highlands during the break, so he should be well rested. And again, he'll be looking to get back on the goal scoring run because he had those two goals at St Johnstone, barely touched the ball against Dortmund, and then Ida did get the start against Ross County. I think Kyogo had a really good impact on the game though. I think he stretched the Ross County defence. He got that flick on the corner and the lead up to the equaliser from Alistair Johnston, so he had a really good impact off the bench, but I expect him to start tomorrow. And I think as always, if we can dominate the game and get chances to those front three, we should be able to win the game. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's a great prospect. It's a great game for Scottish football. I love that it's a Saturday at 3 o'clock. Really looking forward to the game. We'll be back with you tomorrow with all of the full-time reaction. Thank you for watching.